Yeah, I mean, of course, and obviously the hair, his hairstyle, that was like iconic. And then I was reading, he auditioned to play Steve Sanders.
Oh.
He wanted that role. He didn't want the Dylan McKay role.
And that's Ian Ziering's role. Okay.
And then Aaron Spelling was like, you'd be better because you're like James Dean. You would be better as Dylan.
Yeah.
And so that's how he got
better as that kind of like the suave guy, right?
He wanted
and that voice, the sultry voice.
Yeah, I mean, I think also people were impacted because it was. This show, 90210, was so like iconic for that generation.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the show ran for 10 years, which is shows don't normally run for 10 years.
Right. You watch him grow up.
Basically. You watch him grow up. He was a series regular on the first 6 seasons of 90210, and then he took a break, and then he came back for the 10th and final season.
Taking a break.
He took a break.
Oh.
And then he came back for the 10th and final season. Mm-hmm. He directed 2 episodes of the 10th season. But what's even crazier, obviously he had the stroke the day they announced the reboot.
Which is purely just a strange coincidence.
Just a strange coincidence. And this summer you are going to see him in Quentin Tarantino's new film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, opposite Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt.
And is that the Charles Manson movie?
Yes.
Okay.
And that comes out this summer. And he plays an actor in the film. I don't know how big his role is. Sure. I don't know if he has scenes with Brad or Leo, because Tarantino keeps everything very secret. Right. But, we will see him this summer in that film.
Well, the other surprising element here is, and Phil Schumann alluded to this earlier in his report along the Hollywood Walk of Fame, is the fact that he was healthy, most recently because he was a spokesperson for the fight against colorectal cancer.
Right.
And when he became a spokesperson, then he went in for a colonoscopy, and then he found some cancerous elements, and he had to take care of that. So had he not, things could have ended up worse than they did anyway.
Yeah, 100%. And, I'm sure details will come out.
He wasn't signed on yet to do the 90210 reboot. I think I think someone asked him here about getting back together. It's probably one of the more common questions to ask, whether or not the whole gang is going to get back together.
Right.
He didn't really close the door on that. He seemed to be somewhat open to joining.
So he was not signed on, and neither was Shannon Doherty.
Right.
So the two of them were not signed on. However, they said that he would probably do some guest spots. I think he couldn't commit to it fully because of Riverdale. Also, Riverdale just announced they've shut down production of the show. So the show that production on Riverdale is now shut down.
Because of the passing of Luke Perry?
Yes, because of the passing of Luke Perry.
Okay.
I should also mention that.
Well, let's bring up a reaction that we have from, you mentioned Steve Sanders, Ian Ziering, and his says, "Dearest Luke, I will forever bask in the loving memories we've shared over the last 30 years. May your journey forward be enriched by the magnificent souls who have passed before you, just like you have done here for those you leave behind."
Andrew, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.
was so young, just 52. Here's ABC's chief national correspondent, Matt Gupton, tonight.
With that squint and those iconic sideburns, Luke Perry defined cool for a generation of teens.
I'm not in a good mood today. In fact, I'm feeling a little hostile.
As Dylan McKay in Beverly Hills 90210, he was the heartthrob.
Very happy that we're together right now.
Sensitive and brooding, a role that launched Perry's career in TV, film, and in theater.
The stage, it's you and the audience. You have a direct connection to them. No one can edit you once you're out there. I need you to know.
Decades later, he was enjoying another hit, now playing Archie's dad on the CW show Riverdale.
I'm trying to build a safe life for you.
Drawing in a new generation of fans. Perry was too busy to join a revival of 90210, a reboot announced just last week. A day later, that called for help from the actor's home.
Get 102, rescue 78, stroke.
Perry suffering a massive stroke at just 52 years old. Luke Perry is being remembered by fellow actors. Molly Ringwald writing, "My heart is broken. I will miss you so much, Luke Perry." Patricia Arquette calling Perry an irreplaceable, beautiful, and kind human being, incredible friend, and adoring father. David, when he died at this hospital, Luke Perry was surrounded by friends and family, including his daughter and his son. And tonight his family is thanking everyone from around the world for their prayers and their support.
Our role came in prime time on the long-running series Beverly Hills 90210.
We both have a pretty good idea of what we don't want. And in my book, that's just as important as knowing what you do.
Luke Perry's role as Rebel Dylan McKay on Beverly Hills 90210 cemented his spot as a celebrity. While he will be forever identified with that iconic role, Perry also had a resume full of other work. He appeared on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He was one of the stars of TV's Jeremiah. He was a prisoner on Oz. He starred on the big screen in the bull riding drama 8 Seconds. In his late 40s, he struck TV gold again with the current hit Riverdale. And at 50, Luke graced the cover of AARP magazine. Now, 2 years later, we find ourselves saying goodbye. Back in 1988, Mark Teschner, now the casting director of General Hospital, hired him for a role on Loving.
Luke was 19 years old when we cast him on Loving as Ned Bates. It was his first big acting job. I think he was laying tar for driveways out here in Los Angeles. And he had the it factor even at 19. And I had breakfast with him 2 weeks ago, and he was in a great space. He was most excited about the fact that he had just shot a Quentin Tarantino film, and that for him was a dream come true, and it was so great to see him so happy. I'm glad that he got to accomplish as much as he did while he was here with us.
Mark told me he hugged Luke goodbye, never dreaming it would be the last time he'd see him. You will all have the chance to see Luke again in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The film with Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, and Al Pacino will be in theaters in July.